Good evening. The City of Boston Zoning Board of Appeals Subcommittee hearing for February 10th is now in session. This hearing is being conducted in accordance with the applicable provisions of the open meeting law, including the provisions of an act extending certain COVID-19 measures adopted during the state of emergency that was signed by Governor Baker on June 16th, 2021. The new law allows the board to continue its practice of holding virtual hearings that it adopted during the COVID-19 pandemic until April 1st, 2022. The virtual hearing is being recorded via WebEx. In order to ensure this hearing of the board is open to the public, members of the public may access this hearing through telephone and video conferencing. The information for connecting to this hearing is listed on today's hearing agenda, which is posted on the public notices page of the city's website, boston.gov. Members of the public will enter the virtual hearing as attendees, which means you will not see yourself on the screen and you will be muted throughout, and unless administratively unmuted when asked to comment. As with our in-person meetings, comments in support will be followed by comments in opposition. The order of comments is as follows: elected officials, representatives of elected officials, and members of the public. The number of people called upon to offer comment and the time for commenting will be limited by the chair as time constraints require. For that reason, the board prefers to hear from members of the public who are most impacted by a project. That is, those individuals who live closest to the project. If you wish to comment on an appeal, please click the raise your hand icon in the application via the WebEx platform. To raise your hand, click the participant information icon. From there, find your name, and on the lower right-hand side, you should see a hand-raising icon. Click that icon, and your hand will be raised virtually. Click it again, and your hand should go down. If you are connected to the hearing by telephone, please press *3 to raise your hand. Those called upon to be comment will be asked to state their name and address first, and then can provide their comment. In the interest of time and to ensure that you have enough time to do so, please raise your hand as soon as Mr. Fortune reads the address into the record. Do not raise your hand before the irrelevant address is called, or the meeting host will not know to call on you at the appropriate time. Once you have put your comments on the record, please lower your hands immediately. So let me take a quick roll call. Mr. Fortune.
Good evening, Madam Chair.
Good evening. Mr. Robinson.
Good evening.
Good evening. Just a note to all people on this meeting: when we meet again on Tuesday, and should any of you be on that meeting, there will be new instructions as we will be converting to the Zoom platform. Okay, Mr. Fortune, please go ahead.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Calling the first case. I'm sorry. Are there any cases that agree deferred or withdrawn? Hearing none, I'll go right to the first case. Calling BOA 128-3501, 43 Grampian Way. This is to construct a new rear in addition to the existing two-family. The violation is Article 65, Section 32. This is in the Neighborhood Design Overlay District. Article 65, Section 9, the floor-to-area ratio is excessive. Article 65, Section 9, the front yard is insufficient. And Article 65, Section 9, the side yard is insufficient. Name and address for the record, please.
Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board. I'm James Christopher, one of the principals of RCA. Here tonight on behalf of Council Frank Baker. The proposal before you tonight is to construct a rear addition The addition will be approximate. Sorry about that. The addition will be approximately 15 feet at grade by the width of the building, which is about 38 feet. 3-story slab on grade. The intent is to construct a family room and remove the existing decks, create interior access to the second level, which is the council's residence. As I mentioned, a new mudroom at grade, and then rework the upper level to create 3 new bedrooms and new outdoor decks. We held an abutters meeting. The project was well received by Frank's neighbors. And the primary zoning violations are,
Mr. Christopher, this is a 3-story addition then?
that's correct, Madam Chair.
Okay, so on tell us on the first floor and the second floor, I'm assuming, are those the family rooms?
So, yes, Madam Chair, the first floor we'll be creating a mudroom off of the driveway, which is the primary access. So as you come down the driveway, you enter into the mudroom there, and then there'll be a set of stairs going up to the second level and a common bath in that level with a sliding door. So those areas will be associated with Unit 2, which is the upper level. And it removes the exterior stair and deck so that all that is accessed interior with a little bit of living space on the first level. And then on the second level, we've created a new family room with a deck. And then we've reorganized the third level to create the 3 bedrooms and 2 baths.
Okay, thank you. How are the plans, Mr. Robinson?
Plans are good. No questions. It backs up to the top of the hill and it's a park. I don't see any issue with this.
Okay. Is anybody here to speak in support of this proposal?
Yes, good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board. George Quinn with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. Our office held an abutters meeting for the proposal on November 15th of last year. The applicant addressed concerns regarding how the drainage and foundation would be affected by the construction. And the rear addition would primarily allow the applicant to access the basement more readily. So at this time, our office would like to defer to the judgment of the board. Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, I have no raised hands.
Okay, Mr. Secretary, anything in the record?
No, Madam Chair, we do not have anything.
Okay, may I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second that motion.
Straight
Right.
approval? Okay, I too
I
am,
think so. I think it's fairly diminutive. It's a fairly simple addition. I think it's fine.
okay, I too am in support, so the motion carries. Good luck.
Thank you.
Calling the next case, calling BOA 1285082, 333 Neponset Avenue. This is a confirmed occupant as a 1-family. Construct a rear attached garage. The violation is Article 65, Section 9. The floor area ratio is excessive. Article 65, Section 9, the side yard is insufficient. And Article 65, Section 9, the rear yard is insufficient. Name and address for the record, please.
Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board. James Christopher, again, RCA, with the business address of 1156 Dorchester Ave. Here tonight on behalf of Greg Dunham. He's the owner of 333 Neponset Ave. It's a single-family home. The proposal before you is to construct a rear attached garage, which will create a new extended living space. So we're going to enclose an existing 3-season porch, construct the garage, and reorganize the first floor plans. We held an abutters meeting. The project was well received by the neighbors, and we went.
Sorry, Mr. Christopher,
Mhm.
I'm having a hard time. Tell us which plans we should get to, which page we should get to understand.
Keep going, scroll down. If you go to the A drawings, those are the proposed drawings. There we go.
Okay,
So,
so it's a 2-car garage.
correct, Madam Chair.
And how's the access proposed to work?
If you scroll up to the site use plan, you can see that there is an existing curb cut. And the owner currently parks in the rear of the property. So through the existing curb cut and driveway, we'll be able to access the rear of the property. And then from the garage on site, there's enough room to conduct a 3-point turn and drive down the driveway to get out without having to back out.
And what's the width of that driveway?
At its narrowest, it's 7.8 feet, Madam Chair.
7.8 feet, and what's required?
Well, it's usually the standard is 10 or to 8 feet, but this is the existing condition as the house exists now. And he currently parks there, he and his wife, so it functions and we don't anticipate it being an issue in the future.
Okay, then please go through the violations. I'm interested in the side and rear yard. What's required and what's being proposed?
The rear yard setback requirement is 20 feet, and we'll be at 3 feet. And then the side yard setback, the required is 10 feet. It's existing at 5.2 feet, and we would be at 3.1 feet.
Okay, and tell us about the distance, because this is awful close to the rear yard line and could impact the rear abutter if it's only 3 feet. Can you tell us what's the distance between the edge of this proposed garage and the edge of any building on the rear abutting property?
There is not a building directly behind it, Madam Chair. I don't have that information readily available. So I don't want to misspeak on it, but we would be 3 feet from the property line. When we met with the neighbors, the rear yard setback was not a concern, or with the civic group, so we
So,
don't anticipate that
yes,
being an issue.
I understand that, but you need to explain that to us because, if I just look at these violations, it looks like, it's pretty much entire lot coverage.
We
If
still-
you
the-
if
the
you
requi-
only have side and rear yards of 3 feet.
And the space behind the house and in front of the garage, Madam Chair. So the required minimum usable open space for this lot is 750 square feet, and we have 2,322 square feet.
Okay, and are you proposing a deck over the garage?
There's a porch on the side of the house, Madam Chair, but no deck over the garage.
Okay, okay. How are the plans, Mr. Robinson?
Plans are good. I too am a little bit worried about that rear yard. It feels like it's fairly tight. I actually know this location pretty well. So I don't necessarily have too much of a worry about the access past the house because it's true they do park there. I've seen that before, but I am a little bit worried about the tightness on the rear. I guess is there anything that we can do to tighten that up, Mr. Christopher?
I mean, we could certainly increase that a little bit, Mr. Robinson. I think my client would be amenable to that. One of the major precipices for this garage is he's a Boston firefighter and he does contracting on the side. So we're looking to get him, and as a result of the new park and the location of the baseball field, his vehicles have been hit a few times because he parks in front of the house on Neponset Ave. And so this was one of the precipices for this is to try to get those vehicles in and off the street. But there is a little bit of room, I think, Mr. Robinson, to work on that, to squeeze that a little bit. And, should the board see fit, I think we could work that out with the BPDA.
Thank you. Is anybody here to speak either in support or in opposition of this proposal?
Yes, hi, Madam Chair, members of the board. Our office held in the George Quinn with Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. Our office held in the Butters meeting for the proposal on October 20th of last year. They also presented at the Pope's Hill Neighborhood Association where they received no concerns. And at this time, our office would like to defer to the judgment of the board. Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, I have no raised hands.
Okay, given that information, may I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to approve. In looking at some of the dimensions, I think it would be, I'd like to approve it with a 5-foot rear yard setback minimum. it's 4 on one side and 3 and some change on the other. And some of the angles are a little bit, so I think if we can have a minimum 5-yard setback on the rear, I think that would be acceptable.
And does that include design review?
Yes, sorry, with design review, because I think some landscaping and also the parking, the driveway it'd be good to sort of make sure we have some softscape there as well. So
I would agree with you, Mr. Robinson.
thank you.
Second.
So that's a second. I too am in support with those provisos. So you're all set. Good luck.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Calling the next case, calling VOA 128-1677, 18 Prescott Street. This is a change of art from a single to a two-family dwelling and legalize the two-family dwelling and extension of living space to the attic. The violation is Article 69, Section 29, off-street parking and loading. Article 69, Section 8, a two-family dwelling use is forbidden. Article 69, Section 9, the floor area ratio is excessive. And Article 69, Section 9, the building height is excessive in stories. And Article 69, Section 9, the usable open space is insufficient. Name and address for the record, please.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the board. This is Fitzroy Brown at 18 Prescott Street in Hyde Park, Mass. The proposal before you is to, as you said, is to legalize an existing one-family to a two-family. No work is being done physically on the property. All the work was done by the previous owner. I'm in the process of trying to legalize the work that was done and to basically convert it to a two-family.
Okay, so let us ask you a couple of questions so we have a level of comfort with this.
Sure.
Okay, so tell us about the unit sizes of each unit.
Okay, so the first floor is about 1,100 square feet, 1,100 square feet, 2 bedrooms, living room, kitchen. And the top 2 floors, like another 2,000 square feet in living space, including the attic.
So the second unit is 2,000 square feet.
Right.
Is there any occupancy in the basement?
No occupants, no occupants in the basement, and none intended at this time.
Okay, because we don't look kindly at basement occupancy. Tell us about parking.
So I have off-street parking in terms of 4 outside parking and one garage parking. So I didn't think parking was an issue. I submitted the parking layout and some documents to the
Yes, it is issued, it is cited as a violation. So we just need to understand that and tell us which drawing we should be looking at to see where the parking is.
Okay, so the drawing is labeled zoning code refusal dash parking. It's a PDF file.
Mr. Robinson, can you help us?
It's the second, page 10 of the document I have is the site plan. So the second to last, I think. Is that the same, Madam Ambassador? Keep going to there you go. There's the site plan. So you can
Okay.
see the existing drive and the parking in the rear. It's not laid out per se, but that seems to be the existing condition.
Right. So I did submit a picture of parked cars in the garage in the back of the house. So was that not part of my submission?
No, so while we have this drawing up,
Yes.
tell us how the parking will work on your property, not on the passageway, but on your property.
That's correct. So we have a 50-foot long, 20 feet wide passageway. You come to the back. You see what it says 100?
Yep.
100.00 feet. The parking starts from that fence right there all the way back towards the back of the property.
Okay, so it's not
Yeah.
in the front yard. Okay.
Oh, not in the front yard at all.
Okay.
So the car is parked. So you come up the passage and basically turn left, and you park against, and then into the garage for the one.
4 outside parking and one inside the garage to make 5.
Okay.
And in the attic, what's the floor to ceiling height?
8-9 feet, but you have slanted. So you have a slant towards some area of the space.
Okay.
Yeah, the roof comes down pretty steep. There is a section, it's 8'3" in the middle, clear, and it does go down to fairly low, but I think in terms of what I'm looking at in terms of the proposed scope, and there's a dormer, it looks like it should be fine. It should be okay in terms of the height.
Okay, and this is owner occupied, Mr. Brown?
Yes, owner occupied.
Okay. Is anybody here to speak in support of this proposal?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. At this time, the Mayor's Office would like to defer to the board's judgment. Some background information on the community process. ONS held an abutters meeting on August 5th. No abutters were in attendance. Since then, our office has not received any concerns or any letters of support or opposition. Thank you.
Madam Chair, I have no raised hands.
May I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second that motion.
I too am in support, so you're all set. Good luck.
Thank you.
Calling the next case, calling BOA 127-2895, 20 Alameda Road. This is to construct a 3-foot by 12-foot deck attached to an existing deck and legalize the existing above-ground swimming pool. The violations, Article 56, Section 37, screening and buffering. Article 56, Section 8, insufficient side yard setback. Article 56, Section 8, insufficient rear yard setback. Name and address for the record, please.
Joseph McQuinney, 20 Alameda Road, West Roxbury, Mass. Reggie Dufour is the owner.
So, and is this is a one family?
It's a one-family home.
And that's okay. So tell us what's being proposed.
He had a swimming pool put in, and I had a plot plan put together, and only the right setback was 3 inches too close. It calls for 4 feet. We're at 3 feet 9 inches. The rear setback is sufficient. It's over 5 feet. It's only calling for 4. And we do have, and he does have a 6-foot fence around his pool already. The only thing I see was the right setback, and we were
Okay,
just
hold on. Let's just look at, so it's an above ground pool. It's
Yeah.
fenced. Is it latched? Okay, and then tell us about the deck.
So basically for his wife, because they can't get in the pool now, the way they built this pool, it's too far away from his existing deck. I'm just going to put a 3-foot strip. I'm going to drop it 1 step, and I'm going to bring a set of stairs up the side. So you have to get through the 6-foot fence to enter into the swimming pool area.
Okay, so tell us how close will the edge of that deck be to the side property line? Did you say it's 3'9"?
3'9" is the
Okay.
edge of the pool. The deck is 4'9". So the deck is no problem with the deck. It's just, I was trying to get his pool legalized, and I didn't, the poor guy spent so much money. I didn't install the pool. I'm just trying to help him out,
Yep, thank you. Okay, let's see. Rear yard, okay. How are the plans, Mr. Robinson?
You're looking at them. There's not much more in this than showing. I tried to sort of assess it a little bit from Google View. It's a little hard. I think that it seems pretty simple, that I can understand what he's trying to do, and I think it's fine. I don't mind the setback issue, so I don't have any questions for him. I think it's pretty
Okay.
straightforward.
Thank you.
Is anybody here to speak either in support or in opposition of this proposal?
Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. At this time, the Mayor's Office would like to defer to the judgment of the board. Some background information on the community process. This proposal went before the West Roxbury Neighborhood Council back on December 14th, where they received a support of 8 votes in support. Thank you.
Madam Chair, I have no.
Madam Chair, sorry, Madam Bassett. Secretary, we do have 1 letter of support from a neighbor.
May I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second that motion.
I too am in support, so you're all set. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Calling the next case, calling BOA 127-6325, 47 Chesborough Road. This is to take off the roof and the second floor to an existing adding second floor to an existing structure. The violations, Article 56, Section 8, front yard is insufficient, and Article 56, Section 8, the side yard is insufficient. Name and address for the record, please.
Mark McLaughlin, 25 Sharon Drive, Hanover. I'm speaking on behalf of the owners, Jessica and Sean King, at 47 Chesborough Road. The violations are the front.
So let me just ask you, so this is owner occupied
Correct.
and it's a one family, so they want to put a second floor on?
Correct.
And what would the second floor, what would be in the second floor?
Second floor, I believe if you scroll down to that page right there, there's going to be the master bedroom. Let me pull it up on my print here. Master bedroom, 2 bathrooms, and 2 guest bedrooms. Right now in the existing first floor, you can see there are 2 bedrooms. They just had another baby. Their son actually has developed a disease called Duchenne disease, and he's not going to be able to use his legs sometime within the next few years. So they're living in the basement with the baby now. They're looking to put this addition on so that they can move up into the upper level, give themselves some space up there, as well as provide handicap access on the first floor for their son when the time comes.
Okay, and so there will be no occupancy in the basement then?
No.
Okay. How are the plans, Mr. Robinson?
Plans are fine. Basically putting 2 full-size shed dormers on it. I think probably BPDA design review just to make sure it's not out of scale with the neighborhood buildings. There's a variety, so no real issue on the proposal. Thank you.
Okay. Is anybody here to speak either in support or in opposition of this proposal?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. At this time, I'd like to defer to the board's judgment. Some background information on the community process. This application went before the West Roxbury Neighborhood Council also on December 14th, where they received unanimous support. Thank you.
Madam Chair, I have no raised hands.
Okay, may I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to approve with, I think BPDA design review.
I'll second that, Madam Chair.
I too am in support, so you're all set with that proviso. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Calling the next case, calling BOA 126-8899, 1741 Commonwealth Avenue. This is to convert an existing dental office back to a residential use. The building will have a 2-unit dwelling. This is extend living space into the basement, creating 3 bedrooms. The violations, Article 51, Section 9, the floor-to-area ratio is excessive. Name and address for the record, please.
Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board. My name is Frank Williams. My address is 888 Tremont Street, Boston, Mass.
So tell us what's being proposed. First, tell us if this is an owner-occupied building.
It's not owner occupied. It's a 2-family home. Currently, it's a brownstone and a block of about 50 brownstones in Brighton. It's multi-generational dentist practice.
I'm sorry, let me just confirm with you. So this is
Yes.
a rental building. The owner of this building is, this is an investment property. In other words,
Yes, madam. I'm the owner.
you are the owner, but you don't live there?
I do not live there. No, it's going to be a 2-family apartment building.
Okay, so a couple of things on this, in this subcommittee, we only hear from people who are in buildings that are owner occupied. So that's one thing. And the second thing is that, we generally don't support bedrooms in the basement. So may I have a motion for deferral to the full board?
Madam Chair, this is Tom. I do know that they allow more than just owner-occupied structures to come before the subcommittee nowadays.
Yeah, no, we've always pretty much owner occupied, And I did have a conversation with the previous commissioner to that effect. So we will hold it to that because it also allows Mr. Williams to address the units, the bedrooms in the basement. Okay, so may I have a motion for deferral?
I'll make a motion to defer based on that. And I just for clarity's sake, the bedroom units are, it's full walkout in the back. So the bedroom units are open to the outside and the rear. So that issue
Yeah,
shouldn't be a concern
that's
necessarily, but
Okay,
I'll make a
so
motion to defer.
Mr. Williams, please hold on. There's a second.
I'll second that, Madam Chair, yes.
I too am in support. Can you give us a date, please, for the full board?
We'll do next Tuesday, the 15th.
Okay, we're gonna do, we'll see.
We'll do 11:30 or 12:30? 12:30.
Okay, Mr. Williams, we'll see you on Tuesday at 12:30. Does that work for you?
yes, it does.
Okay, just know that when you're on the platform will be different. It will be Zoom.
It will be Zoom. Okay, 12:30. Will I get a notice or is it, this is the notice now?
Mr. Williams, there's going to be a notice posted to the public notices portion of the city's webpage. And you can also reach out to the board's administrative office and they'll send you a version of the link to get into the hearing.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you very much.
Then. See you then.
Calling the next case, calling BOA 122-6144, 98 Bigelow Street. This is a rear house addition, a master suite and kitchen remodel, and new rear deck with stairs. Violations, Article 51, Section 9, the rear yard is insufficient. Name and address for the record, please. Is it Mr. Bozer on? Michael Bozer.
Mr. Fortune, let's go to the last case.
Calling the next case for BOA 122.
I'm sorry, I thought I had my hand raised before. This is Michael Baza.
Okay, go
Name
ahead.
and address for the record, please.
Michael Baza, 98 Bigelow Street.
So please tell us what's being proposed.
It's a rear addition with a deck on the back.
Okay, so is this a one-family owner occupied?
Yes.
Okay. And tell us a little bit about that rear addition. How big
So
is it?
what's that?
How big is it?
15 feet.
Okay.
So it's adding to the basement is a walkout, so it's going to be a flat foundation, but there'll be no occupancy down there. It'll be a off the kitchen in the back of the first floor. There'll be there's currently a full bathroom. It'll be a half bath, and then a deck off that level. Then the upstairs will add a bathroom and one more bedroom.
And your violation is rear yard insufficiency. How close will you be to the rear yard and what's required by zoning?
I think the zoning is 40 feet, and we're going to be at 24 feet.
Okay. How are the plans, Mr. Robinson?
Plans are good. I'm not concerned about the rear yard. It does back up to a development, but that development's pushed away. So there's quite a bit of buffer actually between the two. So I think it's fairly straightforward. No other questions for me.
Thank you. Is anybody here to speak in support of this proposal?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. At this time, the Mayor's Office would like to defer to the board's judgment. Some background information on the community process. The applicant circulated a flyer to neighbors. ONS did not receive any concerns from abutters. He also went on to the Brighton Alston Improvement Association and received their support as well. Thank you.
Madam Chair, I have no raised hands at the moment.
May I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second that motion.
I too am in support, so you're all set. Good luck.
Thank you.
Calling the last case of the night, calling BOA 1277249, 3 Adamson Street. This is constructing a second floor addition and framing a new dormer. The violations, Article 51, Section 9, the floor to area ratio is excessive. Name and address for the record, please. Miss Powers on? Yeah, she's up there.
Hi, can you hear us?
Hi, yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you so much. My name is Jean Powers. I'm the owner of 3 Adamson Street. Madam Chair and members of the board, thank you so much for hearing our proposal. We have a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom house, and we are asking to put a dormer on the back and to turn the second floor into 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. We're using the existing floor space, and the part that we're expanding into is unusable knee wall space that'll become usable when we pop up the back of the house.
So is this a one-family dwelling?
Yes,
And the intention is for it to stay a single family?
yes, it's just me and my 2 kids.
Okay, okay. How are the plans, Mr. Robinson?
Plans are good. Fairly straightforward, no questions on the proposed scope. It is exactly as she indicated.
Yeah, and it looks like the only violation is FAR.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Is anybody here to speak either in support or in opposition of this proposal?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. At this time, the Mayor's Office would like to defer to the board's judgment. Some background information on the community process. A flyer was circulated to abutters. Our office received 5 letters of support from direct abutters. I believe the board should have copies of these. The applicant also went to the Alston Civic Association, received their full support as well, with members saying that they were hopeful that this family would have a chance to remain in the area, being their involvement in the community. Thank you.
I see that Moira's hand is right. Oh, go ahead.
Hi, this is Maura McCrae from Councilor Breeden's office. The councilor would like to go on record as being in support of this project. Thank you.
Madam Chair, Secretary here, we do have those letters that Connor has spoken of.
And I have no additional raised hands at the moment. Thank you.
And may I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second that motion.
I too am in support, so you're all set. Good luck.
I'm so happy. Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, meeting is now adjourned. See you on